What if I told you that the exact moment you are most tempted to quit is actually the moment right before your entire life changes? Think about it. Most people give up when they are just 3 feet from gold. They let the pain win. They let the exhaustion win. But today, I'm going to tell you a story that will permanently rewire the way your brain handles struggle. If you've ever felt like you are falling behind or like the weight of the world is crushing you, do not click away, because the next 8 minutes might just be the spark that saves your life. We've all been there, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., heart pounding, wondering how we're going to pay the bills, how we're going to fix our relationships, or how we're going to achieve those massive dreams we had when we were kids. Society tells us that success is a straight line. They show you the mansions, the cars, the millions, but they never show you the dirt. They never show you the tears, the empty bank accounts, or the days when simply getting out of bed feels like lifting 1,000 pounds. But true greatness, it isn't born in the sunshine. It is forged in the absolute darkest moments of your life. Let me tell you about a man named Arthur. At 42 years old, Arthur had lost everything. The business he spent a decade building had completely collapsed. His savings were wiped out. His friends, the ones who were around when he was successful, suddenly disappeared. It was a freezing Tuesday night in November. Arthur was sitting in a Denny's parking lot in a rusted 15-year-old car, staring at his banking app. The balance read $14.50. That was it. The sum total of a man's life. $14. He looked out at the pouring rain, and the voice in his head, the same voice that whispers to you when you're down, started talking. It said, "You're done. It's too late. You're in your 40s, you're broke, and you're a failure. Just give up. Accept an average, miserable life." Arthur gripped the steering wheel, completely broken. The tears finally came. He screamed. He hit the dashboard. He was ready to throw in the towel. He opened his glove compartment to find a napkin to wipe his face, and out fell a crumbled, yellowed piece of paper. It was a letter he had written to himself when he was 12 years old for a school project. The prompt was, "Where will you be in 30 years?" Arthur read the messy childhood handwriting. It said, "I am going to be a hero. I am going to build something amazing, and I will never, ever let anything stop me." He stared at those words. The contrast between the boy who wrote that letter and the broken man sitting in the parking lot was devastating. But in that absolute abyss of despair, something snapped inside Arthur. It wasn't a magical fairy tale moment. A millionaire didn't knock on his car window and hand him a check. No, it was a silent, violent shift in his mindset. Arthur realized that rock bottom is a beautiful place. Why? Because a rock bottom foundation is the strongest place to build a skyscraper. He wiped his face, looked at himself in the rearview mirror, and made a promise that night. He created a philosophy that would change his history. He called it the Rule of One More. What is the Rule of One More? It's simple, but it's brutal. When you feel like you can't take another step, you take one more. When you have made 50 sales calls and got rejected 50 times, you make one more. When you are exhausted at the gym and your muscles are screaming, you do one more rep. When you want to go to sleep but your project isn't finished, you stay awake for one more hour. Arthur started the next day. He took a job sweeping floors at a local warehouse just to buy food. But he didn't just sweep, he swept his area, and then he swept one more aisle. When he went home to his tiny, cramped apartment, he didn't watch TV. He spent 3 hours learning a new skill online. When his eyes were burning and he wanted to quit, he read one more page. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. He faced hundreds of rejections trying to rebuild his career. People laughed at him. They said, "Look at Arthur sweeping floors at his age. He's washed up." But they didn't know about the fire burning inside him. They didn't see the silent hours. They didn't see the one more piling up. You see, success is not a giant leap. Success is a million tiny, invisible steps that no one praises you for. It is the compound interest of your sweat, your grit, and your relentless refusal to quit. 5 years later, Arthur isn't in that Denny's parking lot anymore. Through his relentless one more mentality, he eventually spotted a problem in the warehouse logistics. He pitched a software solution to the owner. It got rejected. So what did he do? He pitched it one more time to a competitor, and they loved it. That one yes sparked a new company. Within 3 years, Arthur's new tech firm was worth tens of millions of dollars. He bought his dream house. He retired his mother. He became the hero that 12-year-old boy wrote about. But if you ask Arthur today what his greatest achievement is, he won't tell you about the money. He won't tell you about the cars. He will tell you about that rainy Tuesday night in the Denny's parking lot, because that was the night the weak version of Arthur died, and the warrior was born. The fire of adversity didn't burn him to ashes. It forged him into steel. Listen to me very closely. I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you're going through right now. Maybe your heart is broken. Maybe your bank account is empty. Maybe you feel like everyone is getting ahead while you're stuck in the mud. But I am telling you right now, your story is not over. The pen is still in your hand. Do not let your current circumstances dictate your final destination. You are one decision, one habit, one mindset shift away from completely changing your life. When the alarm clock goes off tomorrow morning, do not hit snooze. Get up, fight back. When life knocks you down to your knees, look up, smile, and say, "Is that all you've got?" Adopt the rule of one more. Make one more call. Read one more page. Take one more step. You are capable of greatness. It's time to claim it. If this story ignited a fire inside you today, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and comment below, "I will do one more." Share this video with someone who needs to hear it right now. Keep fighting, keep pushing, and I will see you at the top.